All right, so good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to say thank you to all of you for joining and spending your time with us for tonight's webinar, Beyond Market Trading, How Leverage Works for You in Stock Market. So before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Darren, which is executive from Philip Capital, which is one of the dual license in Philip Capital, which means that let's say if you have any questions that regarding on trading in maybe futures, stock markets, or even in CFD, you may feel free to keep in touch and contact me after this webinar as well. So before I start, let me just a general info to introduce myself and also introduce our company, Philip Capital. So before that, there's a disclaimer ahead. So for all the sharing tonight regarding this topic and also this webinar, I'm not going to promise you to buy or sell any of the products. That this is just a pure general information to all of you only. So if you have any you face any profit or losses in the trading markets after this webinar, we won't liable to all these losses, right? So our Philip Capital, actually, we are incorporated on 7 October 2025. Just holding on subsidiary of Philip Capital. Maybe you all may heard about this before. Actually, we formerly known as Philip Futures because previously we only offer in futures products, but nowadays we also provide stock broking services from Philip Futures to Philip Capital. Participants of Bursa Malaysia Derivatives Berhad and participating organizations of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad, the holder of capital market service license, which means that the way that we offer for all the stock and futures products in the market to the public is in a very legal way. So it is under the rules of security commissions. So actually, this is our affiliate office nationwide in Malaysia. So you can see our headquarters will be at Kuala Lumpur. And we have also 11 affiliate investor centers, we so-called the branches across Malaysia from East Malaysia and West Malaysia. So for example, like Penang, Alor, like for my branch will be Kota Damansara, that's Selangor area, and also Malacca, Johor, Kuantan, even in KK, Cebu, and Kuching. Also, this is our global network for our affiliate capital, which means that we actually cover not only in Malaysia. I would say our company is also one of the global company because we're also covering in 15 countries around the world, for example, like China, Japan, or even in some of the Western countries like in US and United Kingdom. And to let you all know about the information, actually we are actually all from Singapore. This is our mother company from Singapore. Okay, so actually this built a kind of global coverage, which is the advantage for all of us because we are not only offering in Malay products, we're also offering in the global markets, for example, like CME exchange, which is US markets, and also we're also offering in Singapore markets, Australian markets, Japan markets, even in Hong Kong, Europe, and London market as well. All right, so maybe now you have a question, so I to choose our Philip Capital as your broker choice because to be honest, we are the one of the we are the top one choice broker from last year because we have won champion in the best retail derivatives trading participants, and also we get second runner up of best overall derivatives trading participant from last year. All right. So one-stop solutions. Before I proceedings, I just want to generally show you what are the products that we are offering to all of you. So first of all, offering from the first until today, we have covered in index futures. So index futures, for example, like the most famous in Malaysia is called FKLI, Kuala Lumpur Composite Index. Like for example, some other US index like S&P 500, S&P 100, and much more. And also offering in agricultural futures, for example, like in Malaysia, the most traded product is SAPO, which is corn oil, and also like US, for example, soybean oil, and much more. And also offering in metal futures. So for example, like those I think Chinese favorite trading products is called gold market, and also we have silver and copper as well. And for energy futures, you're also offering in like for example crude oil and much more. And also we have some interest rate futures. Next, so offering mentioned earlier, we are Australia shares, so totally covering in 5 markets for you to trade in stock market. So we're actually offering in both Malaysia and US CFD. Then we separate it into Bursa Share CFD and NYSE Share CFD. All right. So as mentioned earlier, because we are one of the award-winning multi-asset broker in Bursa Malaysia, so that's why it is a good choice for you to select our Fit Capital as one of your broker to trade. And we also offer a wide array of products, like as mentioned earlier, we not only offer in Malaysian market, we also was broking and execution support, which means that and I believe you all make trade in US markets, then we all know that US market actually is trading at midnight, right? So actually, if you let's say if you face any problems or you have any questions that you want to ask and seek for help, you can always call our dealing decks to ask about and to solve the problems, because we have 24 hours for our dealing site and offer about the advisory services for free. Which means, for example, just as I mentioned earlier, I'm one of the dual license dealer in Fit Capital. So let's say you really don't know how to trade or you want to get more information about trading, you may always feel free to contact me or contact all my colleagues. And also, you always get the latest market news email, and we always send you about the news and the market data. And also, we don't have any platform fees to charge on you. So as mentioned earlier, actually, we also provide one of the services is called one-to-one coaching. So just like as I mentioned, the advisory services, right? So let's say if you really want to have face-to-face meeting or you want to have the online meeting, you can feel free to keep in touch and contact our dealers, and we will always have someone to assist you. As long as we are ready, then we can schedule a time together to coach you about the information. For example, maybe you want to ask about what is futures, what is CFD, what is stock trading, or maybe you want to get a specific product knowledge, you want to know about how to use our platform, or you want to know about what kind of tracking system that we are using, you can always feel free to ask for coaching with us. And also, we actually always have a weekly market call to all the clients. So, for example, we have a market news and updates from Philips Security Research, which is from Singapore side. So it is scheduled on every Monday on 11 a.m. So let's say if you are keen to know about what is the trends for this week, then you can always feel free to join for this free Zoom meeting to get the information here. And also we will have the live counter technical analyst, like is from Mr. Jane Ao, and it will be always at every Monday on 8 p.m. Then they will also you also share about the technical analysis to show you how does the TA, what is the potential entry and exit level for you to enter the market for this week. All right. So let's say if you are if you are keen to join for more seminars and webinars, because to be proud that ourselves, Lake Capital, actually we are targeting more on education purposes. So that's why we always conducted the free seminars and webinars to all the public. So let's say if you really want to interested for our upcoming seminar webinars, then feel free to take a screenshot here. As this QR, you can always get our latest upcoming seminars and webinars, so you can feel free to join in the future. So I will wait for another 3 seconds for you to retrieve the screenshot. Okay. So let's move on. My account opening nowadays. Let's say if you account with us, you can feel free to take a snapshot or scan for this QR code to apply online. Or that I want to show the promotion that we are currently launching. Actually, currently connection. So sorry about it. Let's continue for the sharing. So I just want to show you about the promotion that we are launching right now. It's called Enjoy Trading in Zero Commission with US Share CFD. So this promotion actually up until the end of November. So let's say if you are interested on this information, you can scan for this QR code and get the information from our Philly Capital website. Right. So let's start for the webinar tonight for the topic. So before that, can you hear my voice? Right. So yeah. All right. So before that, I will just share about the scenario. Is that actually have two types of traders, most common that the trading styles, right? So for the first type of traders in the stock market is aiming for long term. So they were targeting in dividend investing instead of trading in short term. So for this kind of traders, they will mostly look at the dividends payout, how much the companies really pay to you. So most of these kind of traders, they will targeting maybe 6 to 10% of the dividend payout. Because the reason they want to go for the dividend payout is because they want to get steady income over the years. So that's why for these kind of traders, they won't really care on the market movement, right? So because no matter the market react, so for example, let's say you have the Tesla shares, for example, no matter the price is increasing or dropping, you still can get the dividends from the company itself as long as they are still listed in the exchange, right? And then there's another type of traders which is aiming for short term. These kind of traders, they will aim for capital gain since they are only targeting the short term. So for this kind of traders, they will aim for potential growing stocks and will aim for the buy low and sell high, which means that they will, let's say, some of the traders, they will really aiming that if, let's say, the price is dropping, they will keep adding positions because they believe that if the price is rising, actually they will have more profit in the futures because they can sell at a higher price. And always monitor the market trends really closely. So for here, actually, I just want to show you that what kind of market tools that will really benefit to those short-term traders. So for those who aim for capital gain, there's one marketing tool for you. Some of you may heard it, and some of you may not. It's called about CFD. It's called about contract for difference because CFD can really help you to trade leverage to the markets. Sorry about it. I think let me pause a while because I think there's an interruption for the internet. All right. I believe now it's better, right? Because sorry just now for the interruption because of the internet. So let me continue with sharing my slide. All right. So as I mentioned, currently I want to introduce what one of the market tool is called CFD because this is really can give advantage for those short-term traders. So maybe you have a question what is CFD? So as I mentioned, it is leverage products. So it is a kind of derivative products because derivatives meaning that actually it's a financial instruments that can give you to trade in leverage way. And there's a contract itself for you to borrow from the exchange to trade with the company. But CFD, we have no supervisions in exchange. Later I will explain for you. And you can participate in both price movement. So for example, as I mentioned earlier, let's say if you're holding Tesla share, for example, in CFD market, you can take both opportunity in both rising trend or dropping trend. So for example, you're holding Tesla share, right? If in CFD, when you see the Tesla share is going to rising soon, then you can buy now and sell at higher price to earn the profit here, right? At the same time, for example, tariff that moment, Tesla share is dropping, right? So now you predicted the market is going to drop soon. You can you can sell at the higher price first. After that, when the price is dropping, you can buy it back at the lower price. So you still can earn from the price difference here in CFD. Because in stock tradings, we are really unable to do short selling because there is a lot of restriction there, right? But in CFD, you can do it freely. But in CFD market, we do not own the underlying asset. So compared to the stock market, for example, if you have the Tesla shares or any other shares, actually you are able to join the AGM. You can have the voting rights and everything, right? But in CFD, because you are not owning for the stocks, so you are unable to join for the AGM, and also you are unable to have a voting rights here. But you still can get the adjustment from the dividends from the shares itself. And also you can trade over the counter, which is called the OTC. So maybe you have a question, what is OTC? So as I mentioned earlier, for CFD, actually, you have no supervision under any of the exchange. So for this part, the only counterparty you need to aware is only the broker itself, which is our Philly Capital, because we will offer the CFD for you, right? So for this part, we will quote the price for you to buy or sell. And all the buy or sell of the prices here is the same that you look at other markets, which means that it's the live market from the exchange or anywhere. So from here, we does not charge any of the price difference from the market here, right? And just to show you, because our affiliate capitals, we also using a kind of mechanism is called DMA. Later, I will show you about what is the mechanism and why it is legalized to trade with us in CFD in Philly Capital. And this is the contractual agreement. And the price only, you need to set the difference between the opening and closing price, which means that when you start trading with it, you only based on the settlement itself to consider whether you have profit or loss at the markets. All right, so why to use CFD to trade? As I mentioned earlier, because you don't have the supervision under any of the exchange. So actually you won't get any charges from exchange fee or the stamp duty. At the same time, you can also do portfolio diversification. So let's say, for example, let's say you are in the stock trading. Now the Tesla share is around 400 plus, right, for the US dollar. In stock trading, you need to trade you only can get one unit by using $400, for example. But in CFD trading, since this is leverage, right? So for this $400, you can really diversify the portfolio. You can trade a lot of products by using this $400 instead of in stock market, you only can trade for only one unit of the Tesla share. And as mentioned earlier, it is leverage, and there is no expiry date for you to trade in CFD market. As you can do both bi-directional trading, like you can take both opportunity whenever the market is rising or dropping. And also you can hedge your portfolio. So basically, I will just take like leverage bi-directional trading and also hedge your portfolio. These three advantages to show you why this is best to trade in CFD. So how does you leverage in the CFD? So for example, as I mentioned earlier, because the stock price, you need to use 100% capital to trade for this product. But in stock CFD, we can use as low as only 10% margin requirement to trade the stock CFD. So some of the products itself is you can trade in 10% margin. So for example, but just for illustration, because Tesla share, we are charging at 20% of margin requirement. So meaning that, let's say currently is $400 for Tesla shares, right? So for 20% of the stock CFD of Tesla shares, it will be, you can get only $80 to trade with CFD. This is the differences between CFD and the stock itself. So you can use just only $80 to start trading with it. So you can see, because this is leverage, so let's say if you increase your trading volume, your profit and losses will be maximized. So later I will show you the calculation as well. And also you can take profit for both bidirectional trading. So as I mentioned earlier, let's see about the chart for Tesla. So for this period, actually, let's say if you are trading in CFD, you can actually get the profit from here because this is a short selling opportunity here, which means that you can sell at a higher price here. So when the price keeps dropping, then you can buy back at the price here so that you can earn the profit from here by the price differences here. So this is the short selling opportunity for you to trade in CFD market. At the same time, this is the long position for you to buy for the Tesla shares. So you can buy at a lower price and sell at a higher price to earn the price differences here, right? And also you are able to hedge your portfolio. So just for your illustration as well, the same chart, the Tesla shares. So let's say currently it's dropping, right? So you may have a lot of concern about, oh, your share keep dropping. So let's say you have a stock trading apps. For example, you are holding Tesla share. For sure, currently you are really, really worried about it because the shares keep dropping. You don't know whether the price will be up soon or not. But for this case, let's say if you have both CFD account and stock trading account, currently you're holding for the stock trading apps, right? But you can use CFD to make the short selling opportunity here. So when you earn the profit here, it can minimize your losses from your stock trading app. So this is how we can hedge your portfolio and to protect your portfolio as well, just to minimize your losses here, right? So this is what I mentioned earlier. So let's say if you're doing short selling for 1 unit, then you can get 274 USD profit here. So this is just an example here, right? So now you may have a question, so why choose Philly Capital to trade in CFD? As I mentioned earlier, we are using DMA mechanism to trading. So what is DMA actually? So DMA is like, I just show you what is our flow to trade, to offer this CFD to all the clients. So for example, let's say if you have any buy sell order, then you will use our Philly Capital apps to trade, right? Then we will receive the buy or sell orders here. Then we will send the order to the exchange itself. And once the order is confirmed in the exchange, then we will update accordingly for the price for you to trade. So which means that everything, and although it's not under supervision in exchange, but actually the way that we provide you for the market price, everything is still live price for you to trade. So we won't charge any of the price differences here. And these are some of the CFD products that we are offering. So like example, just like as I mentioned, Bursa Share CFD, and you can also trade NYSE Share CFD, Nasdaq Share CFD, wood indices, for example, like S&P 500 those, and then you can also trade in ETF CFD as well. Right, so this is the margin requirement to trade in share CFD. So for example, in Malaysian share CFD, we are actually using at minimum 10% of index shares, and then minimum 20% of the non-index shares. So same goes to the global share CFD. So let's say if you want to trade in the Tesla shares, we are charging actually at 20% of the non-index shares here. So this is the margin that we are charging at. And the word indices is only 5% here, and then ETF is also 15% for the initial margin. All right. So maybe you were very curious about how do we charge for the commission and brokerage fee. So actually we're charging on the CFD trade by per entry and per asset. So, and also we will based on the full contract value to trade. So for example, as I mentioned, 400 for Tesla shares, right? So although we are charging at $80 per shares in CFD market, but in trading in CFD, the brokerage, we also use the 800, meaning that, you use the 400 full contract value to calculate the commission fees. So for this, actually, we are charging at 0.5%, and there is no minimum commissions. And for word indices, for example, like S&P 500, those, actually, we are charging at USD 10 for each contract. So, but currently, as I showed you just now, we have the promotions. So currently, actually, it's free for you to trade in USS CFD. And this is the opportunity for all of you to trade with us. And also we have the financial charges, because these financial charges is only applied if you hold the products until overnight. So which means that, and also some of the traders, maybe they keen to trade for long term in CFD. So for all these kind of trading mechanism, you will be in charge for the financial charges, because CFD is mostly on short term. So we actually encourage clients to trade within intraday only. So let's say if you hold overnight, then we will charge for it. So for the Malaysia share CFD, we are charging at 7% of the share value. For global share CFD, is 10% of the share value. So how to calculate for this of the financial charges? So let's say you are having the Tesla shares, for example, I just the same example is $400. So let's say you sell it at day 4, you close position at day 4. So the financial charges is, let's say currently the price is at 400 right now. Then let's say you have buy for 10 quantity, which is 10 units here. Then with 400, we multiply with 10 units and multiply with 10% divided by 365, because this one is 10% per annum for the financial charges. Then you can get, actually day 1, you get charges for $1.1 here. For day 2, let's say the price is increased to 410. Then for 10, you times, multiply with the shares that you're holding right now is 10 units, then you will get 1.12. So consecutively, then you can check, you will be charged for $3.37 here for the financial charges, right? So let's give the example to calculate both commission and financial charges. So currently you have the price, you are buying the price at 400 right now, then you are holding 10 units here. So for the initial capital, because it's 20% of the margin of Tesla shares, so that's why from here, after you 400, you multiply with 10 units, and then you multiply with 30%, actually you are holding 800 here. But we also, for the commission fee, as I mentioned, you will use full contract value to trade. So that's why you need to use $400 to multiply with 10 units and multiply with 0.5%. Then you actually will get $20 here being charged for the commissions. Or for financial charges per day is 1.1, for example. Right? So, but just like I mentioned, the commission is free right now. All right, so let's compare with the price and the earning and losing rate in stock market and CFD market. So let's say stock trading is same example. You have $400. You are buying at this price, and then you are buying 10 units. So it's USD 4,000, right? So because in Tesla, for example, in stock markets, it's actually 100%. So actually it's 4,000 here, and then we're charging at 0.1%. And then for stamp duty and carrying fee, actually 0.13%. So you compare all this together. After you deduct all the commission and stamp duty fees, actually you are earning in $480 here for the profit, because let's say you sell at 450 lah, it's increased for $50 here. And then the return on ROI is using this 480 to divide by the 4,000, your initial cost. So totally you actually earn for 12% here. Well, for CFD, the calculation is different. Based on the commission is 0.5%, right? We are charging at $20, but we don't have any stamp duties here. And then let's say the financial charges, because you hold this procedure until 20 days. So for this 20 days, actually, we are charging at 21.92 lah. But this one is subjected to change, because 20 days is just an illustration. Let's say the price is not moving up or down. Because every day, just like as I mentioned, every day we are based on the closing price to charge on the financial charges. Let's say the price is dropping, then meaning that your charge is lesser lah. So this is just a roughly figure. So after you deduct all these financial charges and commissions, actually you will earn for 435 profit here. Although you see like it's lesser, but actually your initial, your earning is quite high, because it's 54% compared to the stock market, because your initial cost is only $800. But for stock market, your initial capital is 4,000. So compared to the initial cost, this is a lower cost, and then you can earn higher profit compared to it. Well, as I mentioned, we don't have charges on commissions. So let's say if you take opportunity to trade with us right now, actually your ROI will increase another 5.31%, because you will earn more, because you can see deduct by the $40 here, you earn more profit here. So the same way, let's say if you trade in let's say the market is against you, then there is a loss trade. In the stock market, the ROI will be around 12.93% decrease. Well, for CFD market, actually the losses will be maximized lah, to become 69.93% here, because your initial capital is lower. So same goes to less commissions here. Let's say you trade with us, actually your percentage will be lower as well, because you are trading at zero commission here. So actually the cost is lesser lah compared to the past. So just to show you, you can take benefit in trading in CFD, but I also want to show you everything that you can trade and earn higher profit. Of course, it will cost you to lose higher losses as well. So that's why you need to take considerations when you start trading the CFD and also stock markets. But of course, the benefit is that you have the lesser initial cost for you to trade CFD. But just you need to aware for this part, and you need to have really calculate for all these leverage products. All right, so we also apply with the margin call and low equity policy. So what is margin call? Margin call basically is when your equity is lower than the maintenance margin, and low equity is the calculation is using the equity ratio equal to account equity divided by the initial margin. So let's say if you're holding positions and when market close, your equity is below than the maintenance margins, you will receive the margin call on the next day. For this kind of things, let's say if you have margin call, you need to answer the margin call on the same day. So for this part, you can fund in or reduce the position to cover the deficit amount. Let's say if you are unable to answer the margin call, our brokers still have the right to force liquidate for your positions, because we want to make sure you're having a healthy trading account with us, and then also is trading in a healthy way. And also, let's say if your account equity is fall below than 50%, we start inform you that you have deficit amount here. So, and also, let's say if below than 20%, we also do the forced liquidation at the moment. All right. So what is margin call? So example is here. Let's say if you are having the initial capital of 900 USD, because just now the example is 400 US dollar for Tesla share CFD, right? So let's say if you multiply if the 10 units here, the total maintenance margin required is 400 times 10 units and then 20% here. So it's 800 USD for here to hold for these positions. So let's say if you're 900, of course, you have the enough fund to hold this US share CFD. But let's say tonight market close, let's say touch wood, you have faced the losses around 150. Then currently your equity is 900, you deduct with the 150, you only have 750. So which is lower than the maintenance margin here. So that's why you will receive a margin call from the next day. While the low equity policy is the same, let's say if a loss of 150, 700 and 550, right? Then if you multiply with 100%, it's 93.75% here. So this is the equity ratio. So let's say if you lost around $500 because your initial capital is 900, right? If you lost more than that, then in 50%, we will inform you that you have low equity at 400 here. So if 20%, actually we are really low, and really dangerous in the market position right now is around 160 here, US dollar here. So meaning this is the capital after that. So basically equity ratio is calculated when you have starting to have the losses here. If let's say if you are profiting, actually it's over 100%. Right now, let me show the comparison between the CFD and the stock market. So for the differences here, so let's say for the ownership of the shares, for CFD, as I mentioned, you don't have the underlying asset, right? So you don't own the shares, but in stock market, yes, you do own the stock as well. And then for the dividend and voting rights in stock market, yes, you have that. But in CFD, we have the dividend adjustment, and also we won't have any voting rights here. While for margin required, yes, for CFD, we will have the margin, as I mentioned, we can provide as low as 10% of the margin requirement. But for stock market, you need to pay for the whole contract value. Well, for CFD, we are able to provide bi-directional trading, which means that you can do both short selling and long positions. But for stock market, you're unable to do that. But for CFD, we don't charge on the stamp duty and clearing fee. But for stock, yes, we are charging on it. But for CFD, we are charging at overnight financing charges. But for stocks, we don't have charges for the holding financial charges. All right, so let me show some of the essential fundamentals to trade in CFD. Maybe you are curious on how to trade. What is the strategy to trade in CFD, right? So first of all, it's about you need to understand about the company and stock specific fundamentals. So actually, I would say all the fundamentals you can use to trade in CFD because this is a stock product. So basically, you still can use your stock analysis way to analyze in the CFD. The CFD market is more volatile because of the leverage, and the market movement is more quicker when you compare in the stock market as well. But for the company itself, you still can analyze by your initial plan in the stock analysis here. So let's, for example, earning report. You need to understand about the revenue growth of the company. And also you can also understand about the valuation ratio, for example, the PE ratio, PB ratio, and also their return on equity as well. And all this, and also you need to also understand about the corporate action. So sometimes they will do some stock split or some dividends or some buybacks or some mergers. So for example, like dividends is really important because normally, just the tips for you, let's say the company, they increase the dividends, normally they will have also higher earning at the moment. So meaning that actually the company itself, they are doing great way, they are growing their earning. So that's why they are going to attract the investor to invest more in the company. So that's why they increase the dividends to attract those investors to buy their dividends, to buy their shares. And also some news flow, for example, like there are new products, like for example, iPhone 17 just released, right? And also some management changes or any other law cases actually will all affect the share price in the stock market. The next one is about the macroeconomy fundamentals. So for sure, we need to know about the GDP growth, because GDP growth is understand about how is it the country working on, and we can know about how is it affecting to the market as well. So, like for example, interest rate or monetary policy. Like whenever the federal rate want to cut the rate, of course, let's say they cut the rate for the company, they can borrow more money from the bank itself. So that's why they can grow their company. It's a way to grow the company, I would say, because they can borrow more money to invest more in their company itself. And also some of the inflation, like employment data, CPI, PPI, everything's also affecting to the market as well. So maybe you're curious what is CPI or what is PPI. So basically, this is impact on the inflation as well, because let's say if CPI is actually called Consumer Price Index. So actually, it's to measure about the changes in the price paid by the consumers for goods and services lah. But for PPI, it's about the producer, they are changing the price of here. So that's why, let's say if both of CPI and PPI is increasing, of course, if you have the inflation is increasing as well. So for this kind, maybe the federal will increase the rate, because if increase the rate, everything is more expensive than ever. So it will control the inflations, and the buyer will temporarily like decrease their buying power here. So this is why all this is linked together lah, I would say, and also affecting to the market itself. And also last but not least, about the geopolitical events. And for example, the wars, trade tensions, and tariff. And then tariff, I believe all of you have faced it before that. So you can see how is it really impact on the market. At the moment, mostly all the Nasdaq share is dropping, right, when the tariff is launching. So this is how the news is really affecting the market as well. And also you need to understand about the sector and industry trend. So for example, recently we all know about the AI regulations, the EV adoptions, everything is all about technology is affecting our real life every day. So that's why you can see why the Nasdaq shares is keep rising at the moment. Although we all saying that like Tesla shares, everything is very volatile when the price drop and it is very volatile, right? But who will ensure that the Nasdaq shares will really drop to lower? Because all is break the new high, right? Almost all is hitting the new high. So we all know about this is technology trend. So although the price is dropping, we still have a good, we're still targeting to buy more shares in the Nasdaq stocks, to the Nasdaq stock as well. And then some of the commodity price, for example, like oil, like gold, for the mining stocks, everything is affecting to the market itself. And then the next is about the market sentiment and flow. So let's say if you're during the earnings season, so it's more high volatility. So just for example, when NVIDIA is over the expectation, so we can see how the technology stock is flying right now for all in the Nasdaq stock, is it? And then we also have the investor sentiment indicators, for example, like VIX and AI survey. Actually, for this kind of thing is like to tell us what is the retail investor feeling now, is whether bullish or bearish. But it's one of the fun fact is mostly the survey is telling us that most people, when they feel it's bullish, normally the price is dropping. And then also last but not least is about the institutional flow. So let's say if there's any large fund movement inside, we will always see the impact inside. So just for example, around last 2 weeks, right? For Elon Musk, he pumped in the money around 2 billion worth of shares in Tesla. Then you can see how Tesla shares is increasing right now. So this is a kind of large fund movement affecting to the market to gain the investor confidence in trading in that products. And last but not least, you need to aware in CFD, because now we need to because now if you trade in CFD, you need to have a considerations on what is the CFD, what is the impact. So as I mentioned, the leverage. Leverage will maximize your profit and your losses at the same time. So if you trade anything in CFD before that, you need to take consideration on the risks here. So it will be really, really affected in the short-term way. And also, let's say if you aim to trade in long term in CFD, then you need to calculate on the financing costs. All right. So now I want to share some things before that, because I believe you will interested about what kind of the analysis that I'm going to show you regarding what is the stock recently that you can choose to trade right now. But because, all right, so now I'm targeting in CFD, right? So most of the trading costs I will give you is only for the short-term volatility. So it's not going for the long term, all right? So the first shares, if let's say if you're targeting in your long positions, the first stocks that I would introduce you to trade is Cisco. Cisco actually, based on their current share, is currently 67 on 0.54. The P ratio is 26.49. And all these things is about the analysis from stock analysis lah. All the information actually you can get from stock analysis. And then let me show you the dividends. You can see for this year, for Cisco, this company, they're really increasing their dividends from 0.4 to 0.41. Although this is not a big differences, but we still can see this is the increasing from the dividends itself, which means that currently, as I mentioned earlier, he is earning more than ever. So that's why they increase the dividends to attract more investors to trade in their company. So when you see the dividends is increased, then how do you prove it? Then you can go to see their PE ratio and also their PB ratio. Then you can see they actually increasing their PE ratio slightly, and also as a bit as over the years lah, it's actually is increasing. Although you because you don't see about this, when you see these two actually is similar because it's both is 2025 as it's around just only 3 months. So that's why you can see the P ratio actually is similar. But when you compare to the past from 2022 to 2025, the P ratio is keep increasing. So meaning that their earning is keep increasing lah. Is keep drop. Is they pay more for their earnings itself. So let's go to the chart here. Is let's say for the chart here, for the long term, you can see actually for Cisco as well, they break the new high recently at July. So you can see this is the one of the opportunity for you to think that, oh, Cisco is one of the good things. Because before that, you must know about what Cisco is doing. Because Cisco, their latest result is really show how is it turn around lah. Because their revenue, they grow about like 8% year on year. It's around to 14.7 billions. And they are actually targeting in the AI infrastructure orders. So they actually earn a lot during this year. And also currently is the AI trend. So they're actually launching some of the AI models as well in order to make the massive data movement. So that's why they really have a strong networking between all the technology sectors. So that's why you need to know how is it really affecting to our life right now lah. So they also just based on these kind of things, and they develop more subscription-based models in their company itself. So that's why people are more gain more. I would say gain more confidence in the Cisco system as well. So for the chart here, so you can see, let's say if I zoom a bit, then you can see actually the price actually is at new high at 72.3, for example. So as you can see the candles here, actually the candles here is showing a kind of bullish engulfing. So actually bullish engulfing is kind of signal that's showing you that the price is going to increasing soon. And also there's a kind of candles that you can have a look, because all this you can see the candles with lower body, but with the longer wick is showing a reversal trend. So let's say if you can see there's a downtrend, right? So when this signal is appear, then actually the price is going up again. So once the price is going up again, so this is the kind of candles that you can make a look in the chart as well. So if you see this kind of candles, then you can see the reversal trend is coming soon. But currently it's the bullish engulfing trend. So that's why we can expect the market is going to increase. So let's zoom about to 30 minutes since I'm targeting in short-term trading. So I will use 30-minute chart compared to the daily chart so you can see a better price gap here. So from here, I'm currently the price at 67, right? So because there is a gap, as I showed just now, there is a gap here. So this is the potential gap. It might be falling down again. So let's say if you trade in Cisco system, this is the potential gap it is a risk. It is a risk for you because the price might drop until here. Let's say if there's any correction back. So from here, you can see the lines is from 65 to 66 here. So this is the risky for you. So let's say if you want to trade in Cisco, currently you may enter at the market price from 67 to 68. This is the range for you to enter the markets. In a short-term way, the TP can up until 69. And of course, highest it can go to 70 as for your TP. Let's say for your stop loss, you can set your stop loss at around 65 to 66. So 65 is the lowest stop loss for, let's say, if you want to trade in the short term. So this is the potential movement in the C-score trading. All right. So for the next stocks that I would recommend you to trade is NVIDIA, of course, our big boss in AI sector, because they are the one who build the chips for all the AI technology sector, right? So for this current share price is around 17, it's 178 for the share price currently. So let me show you about the gross profit here. You can see they actually is earning over the year, especially from last year to this year. You can see there's a big movement from 44K and earning to 115K here. So you can see how much profit that NVIDIA really making for these 2 years, especially nowadays. People are more developing in AI sector. Everyone, for example, ChatGPT is everything. They want to use the chips to grow their AI. So that's why this is really benefit in everyday markets. And also based on their ratio and metrics here, you can see their P ratio also is increasing. You can see from 47 to 50, and then the PB ratio also slightly decreased. So you may question about the P ratio and PB ratio, because actually P ratio is about how much you are willing to, the investor are willing to pay a higher multiple of the earnings of here, while PB ratio is about the book value that you compare it with the book value. So let's say there is a slightly decrease in the book value. Maybe you have a questions about it, but actually if let's say the ratio is not too far from each other, actually meaning that the company itself is still growing in the correct way. All right. So they are building their asset, I would say. So you can see from over the months, over the years, NVIDIA also climbing to the new height. Although there is some corrections at the middle because of the DeepSeek, but after that, you can see NVIDIA still gaining back of the opportunity and get to the new high. So from the new high here, actually the highest is at 184. So from here, you can see their lowest. Actually, there is no gap, but this is the previous low price. So that's why I will put the line here for you to see about what is the nearest resistance and support, so that you can have a look on whether which price to look at. So these two candles actually is showing about the buying and selling power. So for example, when the price is keep increasing, right? So actually there is a pullback power here. But when there is a green candles with a long body, meaning that actually the opening price at here, right? But there are some people that are trying to drag the price down, meaning that a lot of people now currently is selling. So in order to, you can see the selling power is decreasing, because when the prices keep dropping, the buying power is gaining back the power here. So that's why the buying power, they push the selling power back inside here. So that's why it opened. So meaning the closing price is slightly higher than the opening price here. So that's why you can see how it is profiting. I mean, the buying power is regaining their power during the sector. So this is one of the candles that we can take a look and we can read the story. How come we still can take opportunity in the long position in NVIDIA, although it is new high, because the selling power is is decreasing. Now the buying power is still there. So still have a lot of people now is buying of the NVIDIA shares. So that's why we can be brief to say that, oh, NVIDIA, maybe they will have a brand new high in the very soon, in the very near future, right? So for this, I will just put it at here. So as long as the price is around 178 right now here, so I actually will put my TP and stop loss very near to the support and resistance, because when you drag into the 30 minutes chart here, because in the very short term, as I mentioned, this is CFD. So I want to take you have a look in the short term opportunity. I won't look at the daily chart for the opportunity here. I will look at 30-minute chart for you to make the entrance. So when you make the entrance, you can see there is a gap in front of here, meaning that it's from 18th of September here. If there is a gap, it is a potential correct back. So that's why the stop loss, actually the nearest you can put at 173. And then the lowest stop loss you can put at 178, 171. So it is potentially, let's say if the price is dropping. So if the price is dropping, maybe it will drop to until 171, and then they will rebound again. So this is the potential risk. But let's say if you are holding for long positions, this is the stop loss you need to obey, because the price is keep dropping. So let's say if you want to enter, then you can enter at 177 until 179 as your entry. Then you can put your nearest TP at around 180. And then with the highest TP is 184, is to break the resistance, is to break the new high. You can put at 184 as for your TP. But for stop loss, as I mentioned earlier, this is maybe there's a correction back on here. So that's why you can put your stop loss at this range. All right. Now, let's say if you plan to trade in short positions, now you think market might drop. then I will suggest you to trade in Oracle company, because maybe you have a question, because actually I know Oracle has hitting the new high, but why I will consider this you can do at the short position, because rather than the price itself, I just want to let you know, Oracle, their background, because they actually announced a multi-billions dollar in the AI contracts. So actually, it's the most notably with the OpenAI lah. So actually, they have the project is called Stargate project. So actually, the project is about, they were excited about on this AI sector. They want a lot of investor. They want to, for those who sign for this project, they all will pump in the money to trade in Oracle. So that's why at the moment you can see why people are gaining the confidence here because of this project. Currently, everyone is pumping for the Oracle share. So that's why the market suddenly fly to the new high. So as I mentioned, as I show you, if this kind of project is launching, meaning that it's not healthy. Because of what? Because this is not about the company itself to grow their asset and to grow their profits in a normal way. It's like everyone is pumping the money at the moment only. So that's why you can see why the PE ratio suddenly grow from 37 to 72. So meaning that the price is actually currently is at premium. It's overvalued currently. It suddenly grow too high compared to the past. So that's why I can say this is not a healthy scenario. All right, because the P ratio, as I mentioned, is price to earnings, right? And that is price divided by earnings. Whenever the price is increasing, the earning is decreasing because they have no really earning from here. But investors are all buying the shares here. That's why the share increasing, but the company itself, they don't have earning. This is the risk. Then I show you the cash growth. So for the cash growth, you can see from this year, same year, from May until August, the cash growth actually decreasing from 5% they grow, and then they actually decreasing to 0.86%. So actually compared to this, actually they are decreasing because they decrease around 0.56. Actually compared to the past, you can see the growing from 4%, then they will decrease until 4% and below lah. So this is how you can get the cash growth here. So meaning that currently they are facing a problem in earning here. All right. And then the accounts payable is increasing. Whenever their earning is lesser, when you can discover it, is the if the earning is lesser, then you see the accounts payable is increasing, meaning that they need to pay more debt on their asset. So they need to pay more on this. So their cost is still higher compared to the earning itself. They are unable to cover the debts by using their earning. So this is the things that you need to aware on it. All right. So basically, I know that there's a big gap here, and then it's hit the new high for the Oracle shares. You all know that, but this is also a potential pullback power here. So let's say, of course, you still can do the TP here. And whenever I do the TP or stop loss here, actually you can do a conversely way. For example, let's say if you think that market is going to rising soon, then you can put the TP at 3, 4, of course, because this is the new high. Then you can put the nearest TP at here. But currently, I think that the market, because since this is not the healthy issue, not the healthy way to grow their company itself, so I think there is a potential pullback for Oracle Power or for Oracle Corporation. So that's why I will planning to have a short position here. Then, because of the gap is very big here, this is a view. So let's say if you enter at 314 and 316 here, actually your TP can around 241 until 292. It's around $50 here. Meaning that, of course, if you are not a risk taker, you can put a TP around 292 only. But let's say if a risk taker, of course, you can put your TP at 241. This is your highest TP. Let's say if the prices keep dropping. Because this is about the correction pullback after that when the trend is over. Okay. And then as I mentioned, there is the candles here. Can you see it? This is the reversal trend. So whenever the price is increasing, meaning that the selling power is starting to gain it back right now. Of course, commercially, you have the stop loss is at around 330 until 343. So your TP is higher from here. So if let's say if you do short positions, it is possible for trading from here. But of course, all these information, I just want to show you, it's just a disclaimer. I want a disclaimer to all of you because it is just general information. It's just my own view, all right? So you can take this as for your references, but don't trying to blindly follow lah. You need to make your own analysis as well, right? I just show the general information only. Okay. All right. So I just want to, before I end the sessions, I just want to show about our platform. It's called Philip Nova 2.0. So because you might curious what kind of platform they are using to trade. So basically, currently we are using platform is called Nova, and then you can trade for UHS CFD. So you can see here, you can actually this is the interface of Nova itself. You can change it to the black theme, and also you can change it to select theme. It depends on how you are looking on it, which is better for you. And then let's say if you want to add your counter, you can actually add symbol here, for example. When you add symbol here, you can go to CFD. We actually have shown you about all the stock here that we are currently offering to you. All right, so maybe you want to know about Coca-Cola, then just put Coca-Cola here. And then where there's a love here, you can see Coca-Cola is appeared here. So then you can see all the share price here. Okay, just to show you, because this is the demo account, so all the price here actually is delayed. It's not the real price. And then this is the way that you can place order with our Nova. And then you can see the open position, completed orders, and working orders here. Okay, so let's say you want to see the chart here, you can also use Nova, because I know that, let's say if you don't have subscription in TradingView, you can use our Nova to trade because we give you live market data for free. At the moment, we don't have any charges for the platform fees. At the same time, the chart that we are using is TradingView. But the chart we are using is TradingView. You can see the big TradingView here. So actually, we have a partnership with TradingView, so that's why you can see TradingView chart here. So let's say if you don't have subscription in TradingView, don't worry, you just use our Nova app. It's also sufficient for you to trade with us. So you can see we have a lot of indicators inside. It depends on what kind of indicator they want to use. Then you want to look at the buying power, for example, then you just look at the Bollinger Band, for example. You can have your own preference indicators if you want to look at. And then of course, TradingView, let's say you don't have subscription, you only can open 2 indicators, right? But in our TradingViews, we are in our Nova, we are a free platform. At the same time, you can open as much as you can if you want to have more indicators. Just I want to show you a bit of the functions. So that's why you can take opportunity to trade with us, especially that we are giving you the free platform fees as well. You don't have platform fees as well. And then you can draw everything. Actually, it's similar function to TradingView. And then you can also save your own template here, and then can directly buy or sell from the chart as well. So basically, this is our Nova apps, and then you can place order from the chart. You can also use a ticket here to buy or sell here. And then you can also right click to place order here. Of course, if you're not sure about what is the margin requirement that we are charging at, then you can see the contract spec. So for example, contract spec, then you can see we actually provide 20% of the margin. Then you can calculate for example, now it's 67. Then now it's 67. You multiply with 20%, you can get how much for 1 unit. This is how you can calculate from here. So actually, all the information is inside already. So basically, this is just a general information for about Nova. Hopefully, this is I mean, you may get interested from our Nova as well. All right. So yep. So that's all. Actually, that's all for my contents today. So may I know, is there any questions from the floor? Maybe you want to ask about the questions. Then let me show about from it. All right. I think, yeah, Mr. John, sorry about it, because initially I think the internet is interrupting. So after that, I changed another line. So that's why at the beginning is a bit lagging. So in the middle, hopefully you can enjoy for all the sessions here. Wait, so there's a question is about how is it the CFD obligations. Okay, so basically CFD, it is unregulated markets. But so meaning that actually you are not really trading with other buying or sellers. The only that you need to refer back actually is our broker, which means that it's Philly Capital. So we are the one who will provide you the price to sell or buy here. So meaning that, let's say if you actually, the way that we offer all the prices here is still the live prices as the market show. So we won't charge any difference here. So because some other brokers, they will really adjust the price here. So that's why you can see actually they will have extra charges, but they don't show you. But for our Philly Capital, we just use the live price for you to trade. So the only counterparty you need to consider is about Philly Capital. And then there's one question is about TradingView. Yes, let's say if you actually in TradingView, you can see TradingView can link with our affiliate Nova. So which means that, let's say if you are TradingView user, you already have subscription, then you are able to link TradingView with our affiliate capital. Then you will see, meaning that you can directly make trade, meaning you can just directly make buy or sell in TradingView if you link to our affiliate Nova. But I will always suggest this to the one who has subscribed with TradingView, because TradingView is the third party. They will have extra charges for the market data, because our affiliate Nova, we are provide you the free market data. So let's say if only you are more comfortable in TradingView, and also you already have subscription, then you can do it for the link for you to link to TradingView with affiliate Nova. All right. So is there any further question that you want to ask? All right. So there is one gentleman is asking about how to watch the recorded webinar. Actually, you can go to our YouTube channel, Philip Capital Sendirian Berhad. Then you will see all the recorded webinars video will be on the next day. You will see it. All right. So okay. So due to the time constraints, let me do a very short ending. Okay. So I will just skip for the Q&A. So let's say if you have any further questions, of course, you can feel free to ask me after the webinar, or you can contact all our branches across the Malaysia, or we will have the marketing representative, the dealers, who will assist you in any other questions that if you are interested on it. So let me to emphasize again, we are now currently launching the promotion is called Zero Commissions in Trading USS CFD. So let's say if you're interested to open CFD account, you may enjoy free real-time US market data, and also we don't charge all the platform fees, and you can link and with the TradingView trading tools with the TradingView itself, and also our affiliate Nova also provide you the TradingView chart as well. And then we are one of the trusted broker with CMSL license. So you can scan for more information from this QR, right? So last but not least, you can contact us through, maybe you can follow our social media, for example, Facebook, YouTube, Telegram, LinkedIn, or TikTok. And this is our official website. It's called philip.com.my. And if you are interested, you can also feel free to follow our TikTok channel, because our TikTok, we will always update on the recaps on the seminar and events. And so sometimes we will show about the technical analysis about the chart patterns, how is it going to, then maybe you can gain more information inside here. And also we will share some of the hot and trending news and some other promotions inside the TikTok channel as well. So you can scan for this QR. All right. So now move on. You also can feel free to join our Telegram channel, as we are also offering two channels. One is for stocks, one is for futures and CFD. So we will always update about the latest market movement and also the news released by the company itself. So you can always scan for this QR and then to join for this group to get for more information here. All right. So as I mentioned earlier, my branch is actually from Kota Damansara. So let's say if you really want to get for more information, you can screenshot for this phone number, and also, or you can email to our philipcapital.com.my this email address. And also, let's say if you are staying nearby, you can always feel free to walk into our branches to ask for more inquiries or more information. Of course, not only at Kota Damansara, you can also take for this picture because let's say if you're nearby for all these branches, you can also feel free to contact them as well. And they will have dealers who will assist you on the spot. And also for the night desk, as I mentioned earlier, you can always remember this number, HQ numbers. So this is when you have problem at midnight, you can always call this number to seek for help at the midnight. All right. All right. So thank you for joining for webinar tonight. All right. So I will see you next time. And yeah, have a good night today.